welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, I go by Jay. It's Jupiter Makes, and I like to crochet plushies, go to markets, all that fun stuff. If you're not new here, hi, thank you for being loyal. I appreciate it. I feel like I'm forgetting something in that intro, but whatever. This is actually not a market day recap video, whatever. I'm doing something different. This is something that I wanted to do for a while. I actually had this idea at the beginning of January. I think I mentioned this before. I don't know if I did, but I wanted to review the patterns that I have majority bought, because most of it is all paid patterns, at least what I have in front of me, besides two. I forgot that I wanted to show one. All of these besides two are paid for, and yeah, and I just want to like talk about my experiences with these patterns. But that file got like corrupted and stuff in January, so I was like, I don't want to do this idea no more. But I've been thinking about it ever since. I decided just to do it, like just start at like a random month. Am I gonna be consistent? I don't know, probably. I tend to buy patterns kind of frequently. Today it is July 18th. It's on a Friday. I don't think I'm gonna buy any more patterns within like a week or so, within the month. But if I do, it'll just like roll over into August, because why not? Yeah, I'm just gonna talk about the patterns that I have tried in June and July. This is my best guess as like what I made in June and July. It's just like a lot of like market prep and like stuff that I already had before then, but these are specifically for like that month, those 2 months. So yeah, this is not in order. I'm just gonna grab whatever's in front of me. The first one is this Stegosaurus. This is one of the free ones. This is my trial run on this, because I actually didn't know how big it would turn out. Sweet Snow was light with a 6mm hook, and it is way too small. I made bigger ones that I brought to my Pride event at the end of June, but they both sold, so I don't have them. Yeah, this is a Stegosaurus. He don't got eyes. The first time making this took me an hour 15. If I was to make it now, it would take me like a little bit shorter, but here he is. I think he's really cute. I like the pattern. There is a part where you have to like have like the bottom piece like basically flat, and it just involves with like having to adjust your stitches. That's the only thing. But I have gotten used to that over time, because my tension is different from everyone else. That was fluff. And there is stuff to sew on, of course, but I like sewing, so I personally do not care. I actually prefer sewing over no sew, low sew type stuff. To the next one is actually low sew. It says Brontosaurus. We should all know who this is by. I actually made 2 more of these, and I sold both of them. One was in person and another one was online. So I made a pink and a blue one, and all I have is this yellow one, which I don't know if it would sell by this point. I am on Palm Street, and I have like a purge for like all of my plushies. A purge is just like, I don't necessarily have to be on live to like sell my stuff. I could just put like a setting or whatever, and people can just look at my stuff from there. Anyways, here he is. It is low sew. The only thing you have to sew on is the head, and I don't know how long this takes me. This is the mini version, by the way. I did not get the bigger version. This is in Michael's Fluffy Flex, which is, I think, is gone now. And I used a 7mm to get this size, because actually my first time making it, I don't have it. I gave it to my dad. It was like this much smaller. I think it was smaller in comparison. So yeah, it's not bad. I do enjoy making this in a way. If I was to rate these patterns, actually Stegosaurus, I would most likely go back to make a Stegosaurus over a Brontosaurus. Not gonna lie to you. I feel like a Stegosaurus is like 8 out of 10, and this is more so 7 out of 10, just because I'm like kind of limited with yarns I can use, and I feel like the smaller version just takes too much time, so I had to like do it bigger, but then I don't really want to use like Sweet Snuggles because then it'd be like too big. So yeah, it's not a bad pattern. I was confused at one point, but of course figured it out. Rainbow Bat, which is the bat pattern, is from Meg's Makes Patterns. Meg Makes Crochets. I wanted to do like a rainbow version because I saw someone else did a rainbow, but they did like the body blue, and I was like, I don't want to copy. So I actually used this color that I have not used until I use this project. I'm not gonna lie to you. As you can tell, this is supposed to be for my pride, and no one bought her. Hopefully she gets sold soon, but I really like this. This pattern actually was not hard at all, and it was fast, low-key, I'm not gonna lie. Stuff to someone, but you know, I don't mind sewing. If you do, then don't get it, I guess. This is paid for, along with the Brontosaurus is paid for. Everything besides one pattern, like I said, is paid for. We're gonna go to like the one pattern that's free. This pattern is actually like really straightforward. Would I make it again? I don't know. Maybe not like rainbow, but I don't know if I would make it again. So use these felt eyes. Be like rating of like, would I make it again? Like all that type of stuff. I feel like I wouldn't. I would give it a 6. It does deduct points on, I just personally wouldn't make it again. It's cute. I really like it. But I don't know if it would have been different. I think it's because like she's still with me. That's why I'm just like, I wouldn't really make another one. So yeah, this is a 6 out of 10 for me. There's nothing wrong with the pattern. It's just going off like, would I make it again? He's in front of me, so I'm gonna like get rid of them. The next one is this cowboy T-Rex. I actually kind of want to keep him for myself. I made him along the same time as like something else that's over there that I'm going to show next. This pattern's by Crochet. I wanted to apply for the tester call, but like I just got out of the market and I was so burnt out. I was like, I can't join it. But when the pattern came out, I bought it, and I really like him. He's kind of big. I use Elise Voluto. It's like a hybrid of like Sweet Snuggles Light and Bernat. I love this yarn so much, and I even said to myself, if Sweet Snuggles Light did came back, I would still get this yarn though. I love it. Not gonna lie, this pattern took a bit. I'm not gonna front. And along, it was the same time as the other one, so I started at the same time, and they both take a while, and I finished them around the same time. I feel like the only thing I didn't like was like this lasso baby, because it was just a yarn I picked out. But other than that, okay, I feel like if this sells, because right now he's like my big ticket item, so he's like chilling with me. If this does sell, I will make it again. I'm not gonna lie to you. This pattern was actually like relatively easy. Just had like a lot going on as far as like crocheting wise, because these, they go in with the body, so it's just like you gotta like make these first and then like crochet like all this stuff. I don't think I feel like I messed up the hat. I'm not gonna lie. That's the only thing I didn't like, was like just the hat portion. But that's just like a me thing. Anyways, I like this pattern. It's cute. Yeah, I will make this again. So this is like a, well, it'll be a very long time till I make it again. Which is why I kind of don't let him sell, because he along with something else is like my only big ticket items. but if he sells, I won't be mad at it. 7 out of 10. Actually, 7.5. Actually, no, because between this and this other plushie, I will remake him first over the other one. So 9 out of 10. 9 out of 10. I'll just show you the other plushie that I don't necessarily want to remake again. I didn't even finish it. I'm not gonna lie to you. I didn't even finish it. There's still 2 parts that I didn't even bother doing. And this is the dragon. Why are her horns like that? This dragon. Look how long she is. I don't even know you can see it properly. I hope so. But,
who the fuck did your hair?
oh my god. Okay. So you saw how like the T-Rex had a tail, right? I almost didn't want to make it, but it looked wrong without it. This one came in with a tail, and by the time I got to like this part right here, I was dreading it. I don't know, something about like continuously going like in a small circle, continuously like single crochet continuously. I hate it. It is so draining to me. And then you gotta like, I don't know why her arm looked bent like that. You gotta like single crochet in the arms. The only thing you do so on is the horns, the ears, and she's supposed to have wings, but I didn't want to do that. So yeah, this is a paid pattern, a pattern I've been wanting to make for a long time, and I don't think I would make another one. I'm not gonna lie, unless somebody asks for like a custom, I just most likely wouldn't make it, because it's so tedious, like, and there's no reason why I like sewing on things before crocheting it, because you gotta crochet these 4 legs first. You gotta do that first, and then crochet all of it together, and then you gotta crochet on the spikes at the end, which cramped my hand so bad. Like, it cramped my hand so bad. I would rather sew on these legs, because when I crochet for like a really long time, I start like tweaking out, and I want to go sew on something to like break it apart. And I'm not gonna lie, the formatting of this pattern kind of got me confused. Maybe it was just my fault that I didn't read it properly. I don't like how her arm is just bent like that, which I've never seen that before. Anyways, this is like a 7 out of 10. There was some parts I was kind of like mad confusing, but it is what it is. Not a bad pattern. It's just a lot of like personal things. We got this Beanie Baby. I made a mallard version, but it's sold, so it's not here. All I have is this hen left over. I like this. It's pretty simple. It does come with like video tutorials on how to like do like the little like things and all that stuff. Video tutorial kind of a little bit confusing, but again, everyone's preference is different. This pattern actually works up fast. There's no stuffing. You use weighted beads for it. That yarn, the last one was Bernat. All of it was Bernat. Bernat baby blanket. We're back to Elise again, and I like it. This is something I would see myself repeatedly making. You know, simple, easy. 8 out of 10. All right, we're gonna show off the free pattern, and we have like one more over there that I just finished. We have this like dragon, this baby dragon. The only thing you sew on is the wings. Yeah, I don't think you sew on the horns. I'm not gonna lie, there's a certain way you're supposed to do the horns, but I don't do that because I don't understand what it's like saying. So I just did the horns like my way, and it's on me. I skipped a row on this pattern, and I actually made 2 more of these before. and they sold, and they all look the same. All three of them look the same because I skipped one row on accident. I don't know how I did that, but yeah. I feel like if they would have like had like spikes, it would be like really cute, but who knows. Also, the way that they wrote the wings is kind of confusing. I just kind of like did it my own way. I don't really know how to describe it. You would just have to go look at the pattern. But like I said, maybe it's just me that just didn't understand it. This is kind of like hit or miss. Like, would I make it again? Because when I did introduce these, they did get a lot of attention, which is good, but I don't know. It was also like a last minute idea because I wanted to go make something else, but I ended up not doing it. It's really hit or miss, honestly. If I don't really have like enough smaller things, then maybe, but not really a fan per se. I would give this like a 6.5. 6.5. And now for the last pattern that I just made, and I actually bought this pattern like yesterday, is Mudkip. The dragon Elise. This is Bernat mixed with Elise for the light blue and the orange, but the main body is Bernat. And I also did these eyes myself. I like this pattern. Her patterns are like very sewn heavy, which again, I don't mind it. I pattern tested for her before, and I wanted a pattern test for this, but it's always within like a time frame where I have to market prep or I feel burnt out and I don't think I can finish the test in time. I like this. Pretty straightforward. Again, sewn heavy. If you're not into that, then to each their own, but I like it. This is something I will make again if somebody like asks. Actually something I would just bring to the event. It is supposed to be a snuggler, but I saw someone stuffed it and I thought it was really cute stuff. I actually prefer things that are stuffed over snugglers. That's just my thing. And yeah, I like this. This is like really, really, really cute. I'll get this a 9 out of 10. I have to make a little thumbnail, so I have to grab everybody. Thank you for watching. It's pretty short, but like I said, I just want to do something different instead of just always like market recaps and market vlogs, which I just say like a lot of people like watching those. I actually kind of stopped watching those. I don't know why, but I used to like watching them a lot. So make sure you suggest any like video suggestions. And yeah, maybe I could talk about my Palm Street experience for like the month of July, because I did start it like July 3rd, and maybe I'll have another one on the 24th. I don't know, but yeah, I hope you guys have a good day, good night, and let me know what you guys are working on. And if you watch the whole thing, comment a little chicken emoji. Okay, bye. Blah.